You've taken a little bit of a look behind the Hawks' move for Josh Weddle. So they gave up a lot in last year's draft to get access to Josh Weddle. So what did they actually give up to get him?
Yeah, so it was on draft night. So live trading, something they've brought in over the last couple of years, where clubs can obviously shift the hand they've got. So it was the first night of last year's draft. So jumping back into the first round, they picked up Cam McKenzie at pick 7, and then pick 18 on the clock, Sydney, the Hawk, and they had actually forced 2 bids. I think they forced GWS to pick up Harry Rouston, forced Adelaide to pick up Max Michaelani, and then they actually ended up trading the bid. So they kind of just stumped over 2 clubs and then got out of there. So the Hawks, to get pick 18 and then access to Josh Weddle, they gave up pick 27 last year, and then they also gave up their future second, which I think is currently about pick 25. That could push back even more, and pick 46. So those later 2 picks for this year's draft, and then picks 27 for last year's draft to get pick 18. So 3 picks for one, where 2 of those selections are only within the 10 picks after it, and then a later 3rd round pick. So 3 picks to get their hands on Josh Weddle. And it's paying dividends so far. So after 1 year, 11 months on, he played 17 games, made his debut in round 7 and played every game after that. Really put his name on the map in just his 4th game, had 28 and 2 goals against West Coast, and that's where he got his Rising Star nomination. But yeah, they'd be absolutely wrapped with that decision. And we've actually, I think, looking at those trade gambles and trying to get back into the first round if you've already used a pick, or if you don't have a pick and getting in there. Hasn't happened all too much. Geelong did it with Max Holmes, and that's another one that's probably paid off quite nicely. So when clubs know exactly why they want to make these or take these gambles, and you see moves like this one for Weddle pay off, then that's super. And this is what I guess Mark McKenzie had to say on Monday about making that trade 11 months on.
Yeah, Josh was fantastic for us this year. I mean, obviously a bit more of a mature body who can play different positions, and I think the trade where we got a future second last year actually provided that ability to come back in and still have a second pick for this year, a 2nd round pick. So Josh, once he got into the team, it didn't look like he was coming out and really started his career early, and again, he could be someone that moves up to the wing or stays down back and play different roles for us. So definitely happy with what Josh has been able to produce, and for the move that we wanted to be aggressive, and we saw Josh was still there at the table and was willing to make that move to get up together.
Yep, interesting stuff. So you can listen to the full Mark McKenzie presser on our YouTube channel. We've also got all the other 17 pressers from yesterday's trade period launch on our YouTube channel. We've made a new playlist for all the AFL trade stuff, and obviously we've got our trade hub on zerohanger.com as well, where we're just tracking all the ins and outs and everything happening in trade period. So